crispy buffalo chicken wings. So football is officially here. As you know, I'm a super Giants fan. Part of why I love football is because football signifies fall, and fall is my favorite time of year. Especially in the Northeast where I come from, the way that the season changes, the leaves change, there's like a visual aspect to the season changing, then this ritualistic aspect of football and the games being on Sunday. For me, the fall and Sunday is staying at home, watching the games, and cooking something delicious. And I wanted to kick this season off with probably the most iconic football dish, crispy buffalo chicken wings. Touchdown! Very few places seemed to be able to just get the whole package. They never really were that crispy. The buffalo sauce was wrong or the blue cheese was wrong. I love cooking them at home. I love hosting Super Bowl parties. And so I always tried to figure out how to get them super crispy in the oven. I'm going to make a classic buffalo sauce, Frank's Red Hot. We're gonna make our own blue cheese dressing, homemade. So let's just get into it. We gotta break down these chicken legs. So this is a chicken wing. It comes in 3 parts. You got the drumette, you've got the flat. This is the part with 2 bones. And then you have the tip, which is basically only good for making stock. First thing you want to do is remove the tip. You can almost feel where the joint is, and you can just cut it off. And you can just save these for stock, for soup. I'm going to take the drumette, bend the wing down, and cut in. You'll get to where the bone and the joint are, and you can just pop it. And then you have a nice flat, and then a nice drum. We want to dry these guys as well as we can. We might get a little of these bone shells in, just kind of look for them and get them out of there. You see a little like piece of chicken fat like that, just cut it off. We're going to salt them right now into the bag. There's probably a big argument about this, whether you flour them or whether not to. You could just throw them on there as is with some oil and cook them, and that's fine, but I'm going for a crispier texture, and this is the best way that I've found to do it. So I'm going to use a mixture of probably just like an equal amount flour, an equal amount of baking soda. Baking soda is basically cornstarch with baking soda in it. I'm gonna add some salt. You can go heavy with all this stuff, especially when you're using flour. Just gonna add a few tablespoons to start. So I've got an oven at 425 degrees preheated. What I'm going to do now, I'm gonna add like a tablespoon or 2 of oil and just run it around. Make sure you get all of the surface covered. And then take your chicken wings, just pat them dry, and then find the skin side and put it down. So like that's the skin side, that's the back side. I want to put it down. Doing this will sort of help that skin get crispy. Now if you're doing this for like a big party, you could just do 2 sheet trays. You could kind of put them a little bit closer, but you don't want to overcrowd them. So now we're just going to pop these into, again, a 425 degree oven. And the last thing I want to do is just drizzle a little bit of oil on top. Just use 2 fingers here and just sort of drizzle. Canola oil, not olive oil. Into the oven. Blue cheese. The creamy blue cheese sort of starts off as a ranch dressing. So essentially we've got Hellmann's mayo, we've got sour cream, and we've got buttermilk. I'm gonna start out with 1 part mayo, 1 part sour cream, and then use this to determine the final texture and consistency. So if I want it a little looser, I'll add more buttermilk. If I want it a little thicker, I'll add less. And sometimes I make big batches, sometimes I make small batches, so it's better to work with ratios rather than like measurements. That's about the consistency I want. That's how we're gonna start the blue cheese. Next I'm gonna add a 1/2 tablespoon of mustard powder, a little bit of garlic powder, probably a 1/2 tablespoon, and a little bit of onion powder, 1/2 tablespoon. A tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Mix it around. So it got a little looser, so I'm just gonna take a little bit more mayo, thicken it back up. I'm stealing another gem from Chef John, where he said to freeze the blue cheese so it gets nice and hard. And then what I'm gonna do is just grate it in. This has been in the freezer for about 30 minutes. And what this is gonna do is just sort of flake in blue cheese instead of having big chunks everywhere. So then it's more like of a blue cheese flavor throughout. That's good. And if you want, you can still kind of speck some in there, just so you have some chunks as well. And you just sort of break up those pieces a little bit by whisking. Now the hot sauce is super easy. For this amount of wings, I'm gonna take 1/2 a stick of butter, take some original Frank's Red Hot. You could skip this whole process and just buy this. This is what I use. I don't even bother making it because this is perfect, but I'm gonna show you how to make it traditional. Take about a little bit of honey, a 2-second drizzle, and then a little bit of Worcestershire. And then we're just gonna melt it until it all comes together and thickens a little bit. So they're crispy. Let's get them out of the tin. Going in with the hot sauce. Oh man, so they're crispy. Got a nice blue cheese dressing to cool it down because we have a nice spicy hot sauce. Some of you won't think it's spicy, but add cayenne, make it spicier, whatever. But the flavor is right, color is right, flavor of the blue cheese is right. When you can't find what you want, you have to go into your kitchen and make it per your specifications. And that's why cooking is so good. Now you can watch Eli and the Giants and beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And you can enjoy that journey with wonderful, delicious buffalo chicken wings. And they like fall off the bone. Happy football season, everybody. I know some people hate football now, but like, it's really the best time of the year. And this is one of the best traditions that I like to enjoy in the fall. And I hope you do too. And go Giants. See you next time.